Larissa, you've also heard, or trying to hear from friends and folks you know in Ukraine. How's it going for you to be in communication with folks? Let's start there.
The communication is pretty well at this time. There is some technical problems, but communication is well. I talked to my mom. She said they lost television over there because the bomb hit the TV station with all the antennas, and they cannot see any news, but they hanging on radio right now. But we communicate through Viber, so it's using internet data, so that works. So that works, and that's really helping. My mom just near Kiev. She's in Boyarka, which maybe like 20 miles away from Kiev, and the bombing, and she hears everything. It's goes here and there. It's very loud. When I talk to her, I see her going down, trying to, that reflex humans have when you hear bombs hitting the ground.
Natalia, tell us about your family situation and how you're able to contact folks in Ukraine. Has it been difficult? Are you hearing from the people you want to hear from at this point?
Yeah, we have actually really difficult situation. My relatives and friends right now in Kiev and Chernigov region. And in Kiev, we have a little town, beautiful little town, 10 miles from Kiev. And Russian troops, the last 2 nights, they bombed them for 8 hours. I lost connection, and we of course have a communicate with them on Viber. It's only thing, but I lost communication with them for a day, and I didn't know what happened to them. And my friends sent me pictures. They actually sent me messages on Viber because we are in a group in our building apartment, and they I see what they type in. They say, "Why? What we have to run? What we should do? There is a bombing." And other people say, "No, you have to stay to home because we couldn't go out." And people completely some say, my kid is crying. I don't know where I should hide them. It's all really, 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 really sad and difficult because of Bucha. It was really beautiful city, and they destroyed city completely. It's very, very sad to see those pictures.
Mm-hmm. The idea, I'm thinking about the State of the Union speech last night from President Biden. And just a real simple question to start this off. Were you satisfied with the president's response during the State of the Union speech last night?
I'm embarrassed to say that this is the things I always follow, but not at this moment, but because my capacity to. So if you can just point out what were the most important things, I'll be able to respond.
Not a problem at all. Let me actually kick that to Larissa, and you can listen in and kind of come back. Larissa, he did obviously talk about Ukraine, very tough on Putin, but talked a lot about sanctions, and that was about it. Were you satisfied?
Yeah, I know that most of the world, Europe and Biden, they all are trying to isolate Putin financially, and that means a lot, but it's not enough. It's not enough. We need more. We need physical help, not the fighting, but at least bring in equipment, the tanks, whatever, airplanes in faster, because it's way too slow. They don't get enough. And they need bulletproof vests. They need protection so they can fight, not die over there.
That's right. And as George, you might recall last week, the president of Ukraine said, "I don't need a lift, I need arms. I don't need a ride out of here. I'm staying." And so again, I guess we're leading up to an obvious question here. For the allies of Ukraine, allies of NATO members, whatever the case may be, is there a step you personally would like to see all these entities take in this situation here soon?
It's a tough one because we absolutely Ukraine suffers from these bombardments and a lot of civilian population. Like on the ground, our forces are really holding back this huge army, and they're doing a great job of it. But the protection from the sky is what hurts the civilians and hurts the army morally. I mean, yeah, it's horrendous. It's actual war crimes. So what we're seeing. So of course we want to have a no-fly zone, but we also understand that that means direct military confrontation with Russia, which is everybody's trying to avoid. So it's a tough one. I don't know. Like, yeah, we would like to have it. I don't know if it's possible.
Natalia, let's talk about the organization. There were some. Larissa mentioned earlier at Santa Fe, there were some protests. Tell us of what happened over these past few days, and if there are other protests planned for the New Mexico area that we should be aware of.
Okay, we already have demonstrations 1 month ago, because I knew Putin will invite Ukraine, and I called my friends, please have a food, to be prepared, you know. But they didn't believe it. They say no, it couldn't happen. No. I say please do something now. And we already had like 4 demonstrations. The first one, it was on January 30, I think, yes. And after the war started, we had 3 more demonstrations. As for now, we try to. We already sent the letters to congressmen to have to get some information, because we wanna get a connection with Red Cross, and we want to be ready when the refugees will come to New Mexico, and we just try to organize everything, got the connections, rent the storages, looking, talking with the churches who can help us, and what kind of churches, because, actually the Russian church, Orthodox church in Santa Fe, they say we will help you, and it's very wow.
Any last thoughts? I don't want to get you guys out and get back to what you're doing. George, let me start with you. What do Americans need to know, or Albuquerqueans or New Mexicans, what do we need to know about Ukraine at this point? Is there something missing that bothers you about the understanding of your country that you want folks to know?
Yeah, thank you. It's again a big one to unpack, but like something to be aware is, for example, that this war is also information war. And there's still quite a bit of misinformation floating around in the West, and even in big media reporting. Sometimes the picture is a little distorted. We have a lot of these doomsday kind of scenarios that everything's going to fall. They were telling that Kyiv is going to fall in 2 days, and what I want to say is that it's good to be aware that there is a complicated situation to get your own sense out of it. And if possible, find their Ukrainian sources who are on the ground, who are doing very robust fact checking. Find the Ukrainians who report in English, and you can get a better picture of the sense of what is going on.
Larissa, you have a unique position. You were there, of course, in the medical field, and you're in the medical field here as a nurse. I'm interested in your perspective. What don't we know here in the States about Ukraine that we need to know about? What's missing?
About Ukraine, we're missing a lot, because it's complicated history where Ukraine were under Russian jurisdiction for a long time, and actually in 19th century Ukrainian people were physically slaves of Russian nobles, and the dream of Ukrainian people was always to be free. And when Soviet Union broke off, and that unique chance became our opportunity, we grabbed on it. And we were free for 30 years. And now we got taste of it. And no one can take it away from us. That's why our people fighting to the last breath, to the last drop of their blood. And they're going to stand for their country, because they know they want their freedom. They don't want to be puppet of Russia. They don't want to be colonial. They don't want to be, they don't want to be, world didn't stop. It moves on.
Mhm.
We've been free. You can't just come and tell us, hey, remember that time? I want you back. No, it's impossible. That's history drawn by people who's living in their country. History written by these Ukrainian people. They love their country. They don't want to give it up. Putin can do whatever crimes he's able. I know he's sending vacuum bombs. He dropping those, what you call them, cluster bombs.
Mhm.
Just cluster bombs. They directed for the civilians. They sending them around the hospitals, around the kindergartens. A lot of kids got killed because of the cluster bombs. Because when they explode, it shoots small bombs everywhere. That's what he does. He has to be held accountable for his crimes. Those weapons is prohibited. It's banned in the entire world. And he's doing it. Something has to be done. And he's not going to turn the history back. History moving forward. And we are free and we want to be free.
Mhm. I can't thank you enough for your time. I know this is a very difficult situation. George Danilov, Larissa Castillo, and Natalia Pavlenko Edelman. She is the president of the Ukrainian Americans of New Mexico, and you two are members as well.